Good morning and afternoon. Thank you for joining us for our second session of the Partner Marketing Insights webinar series. My name is Stephanie Checki, Senior Channel Marketing Specialist with VMware Partner Demand Programs, and I'll be your host and moderator today. Before we get started, I'd like to cover some housekeeping points and ways to engage. First, all attendees are in listen mode only. However, you may ask us any questions in the Q&A box after each speaker or at the end of the webinar during the Q&A session. If you are experiencing any online or audio issues, we recommend that you refresh the Zoom webinar link in your browser. And if you need to dial in, please refer to the list of phone numbers available for your region that I will post in the chat box. If you need to reach us for any reason during this session, please send a message through the chat box and we will respond as soon as possible. We will also have some fun pop quizzes, so be sure to enter your answer as fast as you can, again, in the chat box, along with a live poll and an optional survey at the end to gather your feedback. So get ready to learn and win some cool prizes. This webinar is being recorded and will be available for on-demand replay 24 hours after the session has ended, and the presentation slides will be available in a follow-up email. Today's session, SaaS marketing tips to increase your ROI, will cover SaaS marketing today and the future, the VMware go-to-market play system, and the incentives and new campaigns to support you in your partner marketing plans and activities. I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to today's speakers. Starting off the presentation is Brian Johnson, Vice President of Client Services in the Strategic Consulting Division at the Channel Company. For the past 23 years, Brian has focused on strategic solutions driving business and customer outcomes through all phases of technical, partner, and as-a-service marketing program development. Before his current role at the Channel Company, Brian led account teams focused on practice strategy, developing go-to-market programs, and creating holistic partner enablement programs for the world's largest technology companies. Joining Brian is Molly Dole, Integrated Partner Marketing Manager for VMware Partner Demand Programs. She has 11 years of experience working in global tech marketing, helping organizations go to market with joint campaigns and programs. When she's not working, she finds immense joy in home renovations, knitting, and photography. We're excited to get started, so please welcome Brian Johnson.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be here speaking with you about one of my favorite subjects, which is how SaaS marketing changes from traditional marketing and how we look at it differently. So very excited to talk to you, very excited to partner with Stephanie and Molly on this. I'm here to give you the perspective of the industry. Molly's going to get way more specific about how this applies to you as a VMware partner. So very excited about that. Just to give a little bit of background of who we are and why we're here. I'm from the Channel Company. We have strategic consulting, communities, media, and agency services as part of that. We live and breathe the channel. We think about it every day. But we also think about how we're taking things to market. And obviously, with SaaS growing and evolving, as we'll discuss in a minute, it's become a huge focus of our attention over the last several years. And this is what we've learned, and we want to share that perspective from the industry and what we're hearing. We consider ourselves a single source to develop your solutions to your businesses worldwide. We have over 500 industry expert employees. And a lot of you may know us from some of our global channel media presence with CRN, computing, and channel partner insight. So that's just a little bit about Stephanie mentioned who I am, but this is where I'm coming from and the perspective that hopefully I can bring to this. Hopefully we can have fun and learn more about how SaaS marketing is a little different and how to find some success here. So as Stephanie mentioned, I'll be talking about what it looks like today and in the future from a viewpoint outside. But we want to start with the pop quiz. As Stephanie mentioned, there's going to be some cool prizes here. As fast as you can, put something in the chat. And we already have Eileen with the correct answer. Yes, by the end of 2023, what percentage of companies will be using SaaS solution? Almost 100% is the exact right answer. You said it before I could even ask the question, so bonus points there. Yeah, this is something that we'll get into a little bit further, but not just companies, but individuals are using SaaS solutions, and it's pervasive now, and it will continue to be, as we come to the end of 2023, where almost everyone is going to be using at least one SaaS solution. So this is becoming a very accepted transaction method, and this is something that people are used to. So how do we get the most out of it is the next step. So D is the answer, and we will have, for the winner, we're going to have the ceramic VMware mug, and please send your email your shipping details to abigail@vmware.com, and we'll make sure we get that out to you. So thank you, and we're going to have more of these, so more opportunity to win prizes. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about, and I'm going to start with some of the key questions that people have. And again, the reason VMware asked me to come and speak about this: what is the industry perspective? We'll discuss this. Why ABM for SaaS marketing? You'll hear me talk about ABM quite a bit. We'll discuss this. Everyone's talking about AI, and we want to make sure we fit that into the story, and how that underlines everything that we're doing. And then I think one of the most important is, how do you maximize ROI with SaaS marketing? We're going to talk about the SaaS marketing success engine and how we view the funnel a little differently to help build ROI and success. So we're going to be discussing each of these things. Very specifically, though, when we talk about this, we're talking about this as an evolution. So the shift to SaaS, why do we think of SaaS marketing in a different way, potentially, than traditional product marketing? We're going to discuss that. We're also going to discuss some key strategies for 2023. Talk about the shifting of the funnel from a traditional model into a model that we think that aligns better with SaaS. We're going to be talking about building a SaaS marketing success engine. We're also going to be talking about needs and must-haves that we've developed from some of our research and insights from people who are entering the SaaS space, and they're trying to take SaaS solutions to market. So we'll discuss all of these things. The most important thing, and you're going to hear me say this word over and over again, is how are you aligning? Are you aligning your marketing team to your sales team? Are you aligning to the concept of SaaS and how people are going to be consuming your product? And are you aligning your marketing strategies to the way people are going to be used to buying this and growing with this? So we're going to talk a lot about alignment. That's going to be the key to what I'm speaking about today. So here's our required stat slide. Every year, the Channel Company does a state of the channel census, and a lot of, as you can imagine, a lot of focus on what the SaaS evolution looks like, what the current impacts are. So 67% of people see an increased rate of public cloud and as a service adoption. This translates into increased revenue. This is another opportunity for us to, as people who provide SaaS solutions, to increase recurring revenue, to increase the valuation of our companies. This is the why everyone is moving. This is why nearly 100% of the companies are going to be utilizing SaaS. Scalability. So SaaS is a scalable by nature platform. So 58% are looking to adopt emerging technologies. They're looking for new technologies. They want ones that can scale. SaaS products help with that. Speed and reliability. With cloud platforms, companies reported that they can bring things to market 20 to 40% faster. Software as a service, that's one of the key value points that people are holding on to when they're looking at why they move to a SaaS model. So increasing your revenue, ability to scale quickly, and speed and reliability. When we talk about how this changes your operational model, so obviously the first is you're shifting to an as-a-service revenue model. 50% of data centers will move to an as-a-service consumption model. We talk about how this changes your evolving GTM strategy. And we think about this as an ecosystem. So the business value from these types of cloud-based, software-based ecosystems represents $100 trillion market by 2027. This is obviously a gigantic number, but showing the opportunity. And as Eileen pointed out with her survey answer, by the end of 2023, 99% of the companies will be using at least one SaaS solution. So everybody's making this shift. So how do we get the most value of it from this, and how do we increase ROI? Let's talk about that now. So when we talk about the evolution for marketing, we're going to talk about the shift in the funnel. So from a traditional marketing funnel to more of an outcome-based SaaS marketing success engine. And we'll show that and what that means. We're also going to talk a little bit about what we learned as far as the needs and must-haves. So these are the things we're gonna delve into in the next few slides here. Okay, but time for another pop quiz. So remember, answer in chat as soon as you know the answer. But what are some key components to the transition to SaaS marketing? A, less product-oriented marketing. B, more ongoing touch points. C, sharper focus on ABM and AI. D, all of the above. We have a winner. Looks like I didn't catch who the winner was, but I saw the right answer.
It was Mary Ann.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, she popped in first.
That's great. All of these apply. When we're talking about how we're building a SaaS strategy, we're talking about SaaS marketing. We definitely want people to think about it, not in terms of product, more in terms of building a relationship, talking about more ongoing touch points. We'll talk about how ABM and AI fit into this and how data and insights underlies everything you do. So all of the above. Again, please remember to send your email your shipping details to abigail@vmware.com. Get a really nice mug. I'm kind of jealous of that mug. So, all right. So let's talk a little bit about funnel that we all are pretty familiar with as marketers, the traditional marketing funnel. I think everybody will recognize this. People use different words for awareness, education, consideration, purchase, loyalty, and advocacy. We know that this is a life cycle for your buyer's journey or for your marketing journey. And as you'll see, as we're talking through this, none of these words will change as we start talking about how this evolves into a different way of thinking when we're talking about moving to a SaaS marketing model. All of these words still apply. All of these concepts, you definitely have to build awareness. You need to get your product out there, and you need to do that through marketing efforts. You want to make sure you're bringing the prospect along by educating them, and that you're giving them more than enough information to consider this. Then there's the all important highlighted conversion. We want to make sure that we're getting that conversion or getting that purchase. But we know that after the purchase, we're not done. We need to continue to build trust and credibility and loyalty, and hopefully turn our clients into advocates. So all of these things still very much, if not more, apply in the SaaS model. But I'd encourage you to think about it a little bit differently, in the sense of this now, instead of becoming a funnel and something comes out at the end and then you're done, and then you start another funnel and something comes out at the end and you're done. Think about this as a continuous wheel or a flywheel or an engine, whatever metaphor you want to use, or this is feeding itself, this is continuous, this is ongoing. And we've heard from folks that having the always on or having the continuous engine is something that is difficult to kind of move to, because everybody's thinking leads. We have some ideas about how you can make that shift, and just start thinking about it differently, because yes, leads are important, but so is continuing to build a relationship, because again, that's what's going to align you to the way they're purchasing. That's going to build a relationship that is hopefully a long-term ongoing relationship, rather than you bought a product from us, hopefully we followed up with you, hopefully you'll buy the next one. So this is thinking about this, you're feeding into the next set of awareness, education, consideration tactics. So that's the way, that's the shift in the paradigm that is most resonant when I think about differences between traditional product marketing and marketing for SaaS. Is just mapping more to the relationship that you're developing through the consumption models. So the whole idea here is that you're speeding conversion, and this is another key part of the alignment that we're talking through, which is earlier in the slide I mentioned that we're looking to bring things to market quickly. They're looking for a faster time to revenue. We're also looking to align to that and have a faster conversion cycle by getting more targeted, by building the relationships, by targeting different personas and everything else that we're going to be talking about. Hopefully that speeds conversion, and then hopefully that builds a relationship that you can expand upon. So I admit that there's a lot on this slide, and I'm going to spend a little bit of time here because this is the key, and this is what I really am here to share with you. Is what are the keys to SaaS marketing success? What are some of the things that we've seen that works when we shift the paradigm into the SaaS model? So I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. But first, there's some tips that we have on the right and some keys that we have on the right, which is make the consumption models part of your value story. Have free trials, premiums. Molly's going to talk about this a little bit as far as how that applies with VMware, but what you can do as far as your solution. But the idea that you're utilizing, you're talking towards that consumption model in the marketing from the very first. You're taking that consumption model message into the sales. We want them to not just buy your solution, but buy into the way they're procuring the solution, buy into the benefits and values they're getting from that. One of the ways to speed conversion, though, is to offer free trials, get them used to using it. Much higher conversion rates, much faster conversion rates when they can put together a proof of concept, make sure that works. So think about that. Free trial, freemium models are very helpful in this case. ABM is your friend, so account-based marketing. I know that we've talked about account-based marketing for years and years, but the tenets of account-based marketing, you're building a relationship. A lot of account-based marketing talks about flipping the funnel. That's sort of similar to what we're talking about, is turning it into an engine or a wheel. But the idea with this, and we'll get into it a little bit more when I start walking through the steps here, is that so many of the tenets of ABM lend to supporting a consumption model and lend to the type of relationship you would like to be building for a long-term client relationship. So leverage data and AI insights every step of the way. So I'll start with the data insights. In this model, I see the data and insights as the green dashes that go around this. It should be a key component for everything you do. Every step of the way, utilizing what you have for optimization, utilizing the data that you have as far as how people are consuming your product, using targeted data for tracking the success of your tactics. Data is key to everything, and then bringing those insights into your marketing, but also into sales, so they can help you qualify your marketing qualified leads, turn them into sales qualified leads. Gather the data, develop insights, and then share those insights with your entire team, because this is a team effort in order to get a company bought in to moving to a SaaS relationship with you. In terms of AI, it's probably the topic we hear the most happening right now. I heard Satya Nadella from Microsoft talking a little bit about AI, and what he mentioned was, if you are if you're expecting AI to do your job and AI to take over your job, you're probably not going to have success in technology moving forward. If you resist AI and you feel that AI is not going to be helpful in your role, you're probably not going to find a lot of success in technology moving forward. If you take AI and utilize AI in a way that helps you do your job better, to do your job faster, to do your job more efficiently, then you're going to see a lot of success. So again, when you're thinking about leveraging AI in every step of the way, we're not just saying turn this over to an AI engine and let it do all the work, for sure, because obviously as marketers, your ability to develop concepts and understand the audience and everything that's not replaceable by AI. But making your job easier so you can speed conversion, maybe that's a good thing to look into as we're thinking about this. So we'll talk a little bit about AI going forward, but then and we'll talk about this provide outcome selling or support. Back to my favorite topic, which is the alignment. Ensuring that you, as marketers who are focused on outcomes to speed the conversion for SaaS solutions, make sure that you're providing outcome selling support to your sales team, so you're aligned and they're driving towards the same outcomes that you're opening up with your marketing. So, and then this is the most important part of the wheel, is always be thinking about the next conversation to drive the relationship. You get to purchase, you get to loyalty, you get to advocacy. That's great. Now, what's the next use case that they're looking to solve for? Is there another industry or vertical that you can approach and start this process over again to make it easier? So I talked about a lot of the things that are around the circle here. I'm going to touch on a few more because I think it's important, which is you start with at the very top left, you start with a clear value prop and the outcome-based messaging strategy that maps to the consumption model. You make sure that you package those, you build and package marketing assets along that buyer's journey. It takes the messaging that you developed and maps it to each stage of the journey, so you're telling a cohesive message from start to finish. Take that and help you define your ABM plan. Why an ABM plan? Because it allows you to go broader and deeper within accounts, to build relationships across lines of business. So if you're or across roles and personas. So we encourage, because you're building relationship, more targeting towards executives, towards the C-suite. Talk about the ability to impact different lines of business, and as well as the IT decision maker that you're potentially used to talking to. The more you can get everybody on your side and you expand that relationship and everybody sees the value in it, the easier decision it's going to be, not just to purchase for one time, but to purchase a longer term engagement with you and start building a relationship. So ABM naturally, with targeting specific accounts, understanding their needs, understanding what outcomes they're trying to achieve, and broadening the people that you're marketing to within that organization, all leads to success for SaaS marketing. So if someone comes to me and they're looking to develop a campaign or a marketing strategy for a SaaS solution, the first thing I'm asking is, what's your ABM strategy? And then how are you messaging this? And does your sales team bought in? So all of these things are very important. So then obviously get the ABM plan in the market, focus on the problems that your services can solve, how that it helps them achieve their outcome, provide the sales alignment, make sure that they have the materials that they need to close. So if you have tactics that are specific to marketing, make sure that they have tactics to help sell or close. If they need data sheets as part of leave behinds, if they need pitch decks, make sure that it aligns to the messaging that you developed in the first place, because I can't emphasize enough, probably the biggest point of failure that I see in marketing is you get a bunch of leads that you develop from a specific set of messaging. Sales has no idea what to do with them because they don't map to how they're trying to close the deal. Make sure you get that alignment up front. And this is what I was referring to earlier, which is initiate the always on outcome-based nurture programs. Always on is another term that has been used quite a bit. and we talk about it, and I talk about it a few times here. That is not just a trend. It is just a continuing discussion that you're having with your clients, continuing relationship that you're having with prospects who maybe haven't converted yet. The more you broaden that conversation, the more information you give them to help them get through the education, the consideration piece, the better. Always make sure you're optimizing. That's part of leveraging the data. You want to make sure that you're continue to do what works while also changing direction if something's not working. And then encouraging your sales team, again, to lead with outcome-based conversations. Sales teams, and I work very closely with sales teams. They're much more talented than I am in many ways. But they do want, sometimes they want to jump into, what is the solution rather than what are the outcomes. So I think there's some things that we can do as we're building that alignment to help them lead with those conversations. Finally, how do you feed this back in? You identify new use cases, you identify new roles that you want to target, you identify how you can help people who are engaged with the SaaS solution, how you can evolve that and make that stronger and broader throughout. So I know that was a lot, but this is the key ingredients that we've seen success as we evolve into kind of changing how you think about marketing. So I'm gonna close on what we're talking about with the trends, the needs, and the must-haves. So what we've learned, and when we've done surveys, what we learned when it comes to SaaS, there's some things, and then there's some must-haves. So as far as needs, people, when we're talking about leading with services, it enables more of a differentiation discussion, and it also can help you show your IP and show the solution vertical focus. So you want those to be focused on services rather than on the product. So this is about leading with that, differentiating from a service perspective, thinking about the consumption model in every step of the process. So leading with as a service. So why the transition? People are looking to move to that because they need more customers. But they also are looking at more ongoing touch points, again, leveraging AI. They're looking to have content-based communications, and they're also looking to expand the goodness that we've all seen with account-based marketing. And then how do you establish that connection that we mentioned to sales? Have quality content, have unique campaigns, have integrated more elaborate campaigns that you are sharing with sales. So the content is going to persist through from the marketing all through the buyer's journey. The campaigns are integrated with sellers. They're designed both from a marketing side and a sales side to keep the engagement going. And then the must-haves. I think this is fairly obvious, but it's even more important when you talk about the SaaS model, which is know your customer business requirements. Adopt an approach that focuses your resources towards SaaS marketing. I think that's important too, because as you know, a lot of things I've talked about is not that different from how you market. Like marketing is still marketing, but when you look at it in a different way, you adopt a new approach, and you actually commit the people involved, whether it's your executives who are sponsoring the programs, whether it's the partners that you have alliances with, or your own sales team that you're doing either individual sales efforts with, co-selling. If you're focusing all of those things towards SaaS, as opposed to just this is the new solution and SaaS happens to be the procurement model, you can get people to buy your solution based on the fact that it's available in SaaS rather than having that be an afterthought. So that's something that we've noticed and that we've seen. So I'll hand it over for the poll question.
Okay, it's poll time. All right, so let's get this. Can everyone see the question? What percentage of your marketing today would you consider SaaS focused? You just have to answer on the screen. and then you can start to make your votes, and we will see in real time. The choices are all of it, more than 50%, less than 50%, and we're just getting started. Okay, we're seeing some good numbers here. Wow, it seems like we've got a higher percentage here. So almost 67% have been doing SaaS focused marketing planning. So more than 50%. Then we have about 22% that are just getting started and about 11% that are less than 50%. So it looks like we're gauging where people are at with their SaaS marketing.
That's fantastic.
Okay, awesome. Well, good to see.
And I'm
Excellent.
going to hand this over to Molly to how it brings it all together and how it affects you as a VM partner.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian and Stephanie. And we love to see those numbers. So we're all aligned. We're all going through the transformation. And I'm here today to talk you through how we're going to take some of those concepts Brian introduced and bring it home with VMware content and services. So my name is Molly Dole. I'm an integrated partner marketing manager here at VMware on the partner demand programs team. So this is what I do, campaigns all day, every day. And if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A. I love interacting with partners and doing these webinars. So before we get into the SaaS components of VMware marketing, I wanted to just make sure everyone on the call is aware of how VMware is bringing content to market so that when you go out to run these campaigns, you can understand and align to these three key strategic plays. So the first one is called Accelerate App Delivery. And this is really about helping developers get apps into production faster and platform engineers automate infrastructure operations. So this is pretty complex. It's about getting apps developed and in market, and it's complex, but it's a great opportunity. So VMware is heavily investing, and we're seeing lots of new content in the Accelerate App Delivery space. The next is for Accelerate and Optimize Enterprise Cloud. And this actually has those three components underneath. So it's about modernizing traditional data centers that are hard to scale, protecting against threats like ransomware attacks, and migrate existing VMware workloads to public cloud. So again, complex, there's a big story to tell, and we're working on that overarching story, but also you can go down on these more specific levels. And we've identified with those green stars two ideal entry points. First being modernized compute infrastructure. And this is actually vSphere Plus, which is a subscription upgrade. So very relevant to SaaS content. And we're going to go over that campaign in a little bit, but it's about opening a conversation. This isn't easy when, existing vSphere customers upgrading to the subscription, but it also opens the door for you to have many more conversations and grow those relationships and accounts, just as Brian described. Another ideal entry point is protect with ransomware recovery. This one is more because it's a very intuitive service that organizations can understand. So you can start the conversation with this great ransomware recovery solution, and then you can build that relationship and introduce new concepts and products that might be a fit for these companies. So those green stars denote the ideal first campaigns which you would run, and pulling content, building into other areas of your VMware partnership. And our third is empower the hybrid workforce. So even in the post-pandemic world, we're seeing still about 2/3 of companies are going fully remote or require a hybrid work solution. So the challenge is having great experience for those employees, a secure experience, and that's where these two, modern VDI and modern UEM, come in. So that's about a seamless, secure employee experience with options for remote work or kind of rugged devices, someone in the field like a healthcare worker or in retail or manufacturing. So all of our content is going to be in one of these three strategic areas, and we really wanted to kind of bring that to the front of your mind because that's how all the content's being developed. So as you build your SaaS plan, you'll definitely want to have these three strategic plays in mind. And now that I have piqued your interest in the marketing content, I bet you're wondering where to find it. So I wanted to do this quick refresher for your one-stop shop, all things VMware marketing. It is VMware Partner Demand Center, and this can be accessed via VMware Partner Connect or that link there at the top, which I will not spell out for you, but you can see. And we here at Partner Demand Center, we have website and social media content. We have downloadable co-branded resources if you're looking to build the campaign in your own system or integrate it with one of your existing campaigns. You can use Partner Demand Center as your marketing automation platform, so deploy via Partner Demand Center. And if you're looking to do a little bit of that lead qualifying or telemarketing, we have a great Rolodex of agency services so that you can enhance the campaigns to meet your needs and make sure, like Brian was saying, you're really building those relationships and getting to the right folks. If you choose to run your campaign on Partner Demand Center, we can also give you reports on how that campaign is performing. If you do a campaign on your own system, that system will just have to do the reporting because we don't have the visibility. So all things marketing from VMware, definitely VMware Partner Demand Center. So how do we take existing VMware demand generation content and bring it into the SaaS world? And I have boiled this down to 5 key areas. And the first, we're going to start up on that purple box, is the target personas. So as Brian said, you really need to be reaching the right people. If you have incredible content and it's going to the wrong personas, you're not going to get very far with those leads. So VMware gives guidance on every campaign, telling you exactly who the messaging is meant to reach. And we're going to be building out even more persona information for partners. So we really want to help you identify the audience that will mean that your marketing has a greater impact. And the second, other side of that coin is that we have fantastic content. So you can get content to the right people and have incredible targeting, but if your marketing is not very strong, again, it will get dismissed pretty quickly. So we have some really great content, and we're just developing more and more as our solutions progress. So we're going to get you the quality content that will really help resonate with the targeted personas. Those two together result in that third box, lower right-hand side, which is strong leads. So that when you get those leads over to your sales team, that they have leads that they can work with, that they can accelerate to close. Because if you give your sales team poor leads, you will hear about it and your company might have trouble meeting its goals. So matching the target personas with the quality content, resulting in strong leads, getting it over to sales. So that fourth box is sales alignment. And a big part, as Brian said, is you need to be speaking the same language and make sure that sales understand the messaging that you're building into your marketing. So with each of those project-based pursuits in the key areas, the campaigns which we're going through, we actually have a complementary sales kit. So on VMware Partner Connect, we have presentations and cheat sheets, a how to sell video, along with a customer presentation, totally built to align 100% with the messaging built into our VMware campaigns. So we really want to help you align with your sales team, make sure you're lockstep as you go out to market and take those leads from the building relationship all the way to where you have a dedicated, loyal customer. And sometimes when as they're going through that sales cycle, a big part of SaaS, again, is building trust and proving this is a valuable solution. So at VMware, we offer some trials and assessments. And these would be our hands-on labs where you can actually get into the VMware environment and see, would this work for me? We have teams that can build that out. We have assessments where a customer can actually do a self-assessment and say, these are my problems. Could they be solved? And they will receive a report. So that we're building those into lead gen to really understand the customers, make sure that they're a fit for the solution, because ultimately the happy customers in the SaaS model are going to be the ones that stick around and continue to consume more as they find that it is a quality fit for their company. So we're really trying to think of these 5 areas with our VMware marketing content. And as I've alluded to, we're going to just keep developing more. So we're really excited about the transformation that we're all going through. Currently in the VMware campaigns, we're about to go through, I'll show you all the campaigns available. but each campaign follows a somewhat standardized bill of materials. There will be some variation just depending on the content available. But as you get into the VMware campaigns, building your marketing, I would recommend every campaign to start with your campaign guide. That's going to give you a refresher on the partner opportunity, the targeting and messaging, making sure that you fully understand it before you get out there in the market. It will walk you through the campaign assets and execution, as well as laying it out in a nice blueprint, mapped to some stages of that flywheel that Brian was showing, and some tips and tricks for getting started. Also in there, you'll find Digital Kit, which is formatted for Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and we'll have web banner options for you, as well as email nurture series with corresponding landing pages. Those are available again. You can deploy them on Partner Demand Center, or you can download. So we have the copy and an HTML version, depending on how you want to build that campaign. So as we go through the campaigns, just know this is what you can expect for each of the listed options, for each of the listed campaigns. So in that accelerate app delivery space about getting apps developed and into market, we have two campaigns. The first is going to be for the developers, and it's about the fast, secure path to production. And that's through Tanzu application platform. And the other one is going to be that platform that is running the applications. So that's Scale Kubernetes platform operations. Again, these are a much more technical side. So you'll really want to check out the guide to understand it and make sure you're reaching the right technical audience with this, because when you find the right people, these are very powerful. And under Accelerate and Optimize Enterprise Cloud, we have these again, far left column broken into three more specific project pursuits. The first is about modernizing. So modernize and automate data center is with VMware HCI. Modernize cloud infrastructure is VMware Modern Workloads. And I will call out again, that's vSphere Plus, a great entry point where we would recommend you get started, and a SaaS campaign. So it should align perfectly if you're building a SaaS strategy. Then we get into protect, the first one being protect with ransomware defense. So we have some defense in the built-in distributed firewall for vSphere workloads, as well as the VMware NSX Advanced Load Balancer. And then there's also the protect with ransomware recovery, with ransomware recovery, which is ransomware protection partnered with disaster recovery. And that's another great entry point, because with that, disaster recovery it's a pay-as-you-go model, but it's actually, you don't have to pay until you need it. So that is very attractive to some of these customers looking for disaster recovery options. Then we get into migrate, which currently we're focused on VMware Cloud on AWS. So we have three tracks there. One for application modernization, one for cloud migration, and one for data center extension. And then when we get over into the VMware ARIA side, we have automate cloud operations. And we have two tracks there, one for the tech buyer and one for the economic buyer. And I bet you can intuit that the tech buyer campaign is definitely more technical in its messaging and positioning, whereas the economic buyer will say, here's the real economic reason why you would want this solution. So we found those both compelling. But obviously the personas who care about both of those are a little bit different. So we developed two campaigns. And third, empower the hybrid workforce. So remote hybrid workers, how do we help them stay connected and stay safe? The first is that modern VDI, so the virtual desktop infrastructure, and that's about VMware Horizon. And the second is that modern UEM on any device. So currently we have an optimized frontline worker experience. This has been very well received. The messaging and the imagery of the campaign is largely focused on healthcare, retail, and manufacturing. So definitely check that out. It's been very popular. And as I mentioned, this VMware Modern Workloads campaign, we're doing a lot with it because it's so hot in market right now. And this is really about it. So you have the vSphere renewals coming up, and this campaign allows you to have an opportunity to have a deeper conversation. So as they're upgrading from their older vSphere editions, you can help them to upgrade, maybe enter a subscription model, but also an opportunity to talk about other products such as VMware vSAN Plus, VMware Cloud Disaster Recovery, VMware ARIA, and VMware Tanzu. So you as a trusted VMware partner can use this campaign to open up the door to have those conversations. And if it's done the right way, it will only position you as an expert guiding them through this transition, but also they'll get a great result because vSphere Plus is a fantastic product. So you can see under the key messages, which are highlighted in blue, some of the core reasons why customers and prospects would be interested in this campaign. It's about bringing the benefits of cloud to on-premises workloads, industry-leading virtualization technology, and the vSphere Plus Cloud Console. It's the simplest way to manage multiple vSphere environments. So as I said, truly a great product and a great campaign. So we have the traditional demand generation campaign, and we also have what we're calling a mini campaign, which is actually webinar kits. So as you're looking to build relationships, have more of, as Brian said, the always on, we have not only the traditional methods, but also you could host an event or allow sales to host that event. So you'll see the campaign links on the left side, just under that thumbnail, that those are both available to you on Partner Demand Center. And as with many of the campaigns, you'll see localized in about 8 languages. So if you are on a global team and want to reach many markets, we should have you covered with our campaign localizations. And we understand there's a great variety out there in the partner ecosystem. And sometimes you're looking for a little bit more help even than VMware can offer. So we have an awesome concierge service. And this is a service that can help build and launch a marketing campaign for your solutions. So the benefits, obviously, this can help to amplify your brand, reinforce your growth, facilitate execution, and stimulate your pipeline. And here on the right, big announcement, which we will do for vSphere Plus, we have this Power Pack campaign. So what it is, it's a 6-week integrated campaign with social media content that will run pre and post an event, and an email campaign to go out to your database. But there's a live webinar, which is actually led by a VMware expert. So that is available, it's standardized, and everyone can call in for that. And then there's the post-event nurture email with assessment. So it really is a very involved and complex Power Pack, and it's an option which, if you're interested in signing up, contact concierge@vmware.com, or if you have a PMM, they can help you get set up on the Power Pack or perhaps with a customized campaign. So if you're interested in learning more about concierge, I would highly recommend it. And I know I went deeply into, Partner Demand Center. This is where you go for all things marketing. But I did want to also encourage you, expand out beyond the campaigns. So we have a lot of marketing programs available to you, such as concierge. It's not something you have to do on your own, and it's not something that will go unnoticed. As a segue into, we offer some incentives. So we've got some great campaigns, and you can earn incentives just by going through the motions of getting those set up, because we love to see partners and customers out there really engaging with the content. We have marketing learning. So we have some learning paths around each of those project-based pursuits. And I just got a notification my internet is unstable. Do I need to repeat anything?
We can still hear you, Molly. There might have just been a small blip.
Excellent. Okay. Just making sure I didn't go dark on you. But marketing learning. So we support you in learning how to use the marketing tools and programs, as well as understanding the solutions which you are marketing. And as I said when I led off, I love hearing from partners. I love working with partners. So join the conversation. Stay connected with VMware partner social media and communications. Sign up for our newsletters. And that's the best way to stay in the loop as we release new campaigns and new programs in which for you to participate. And we have some current incentives. If you like winning prizes, listen up here. So we have a global go-to-market play system, which are all of those campaigns which we went over, how VMware is going to market. We want you to go to market with us. So we have an option to win an Apple AirTag with Loop. And that all you have to do is complete a story, which is our word for the email nurture or the email nurture series. And with a Partner Demand Center campaign, highlighting one of those go-to-market plays. So those would have been the campaigns which I just went over. Don't worry if you didn't take notes. You can get the full overview in Partner Demand Center via this deck. And the incentive just went live on June 5th. So you can sign up via this link, and the deck will be available PDF. So all you have to do is run the email nurture series for go-to-market play, and you'll win an Apple AirTag with Loop. And then if you get involved with Concierge, we have a marketing mastery with VMware Concierge. And there you can win a pair of noise canceling headphones if you're new, or if you're renewing, wireless earbuds. So you can find the sign up information down here, and make sure you read the full T's and C's, but you have until August 4th. So get out there if you want some headphones or an Apple AirTag. I think that's a pretty sweet deal. And I couldn't let Brian get away with all the fun, so I am going to lead a pop quiz now. You might have heard me do this acronym. What does GPS stand for? Global Positioning Satellite, Go-to-Market Play System, Generating Potential Solutions, or General Partner Safety. And I'm going to open the chat. Let's see who's the first one. All right, I see Eileen de Guzman. Congratulations, Eileen. Fantastic work. I should reveal for anyone who didn't reference the chat, B is the correct answer, the go-to-market play system. So nice work, Eileen. You are now the proud recipient of an Apple AirTag with Loop. So if you can send your shipping details to abigail@vmware.com, we'll get that sent over to you. And thank you for the participation today. So as I mentioned before, and in getting involved in the programs, we have the marketing training and enablement. So I just wanted to remind you, if you're feeling like you're not quite sure what VMware can help you to do, wanted to talk you through some of our partner marketing resources and guides. So these are some ways to get involved and learn more about how to do more with VMware marketing. The first, you're doing it, it's the Partner Marketing Insights. So this session, SaaS marketing tips to increase ROI, will be offered on demand, and we hope that you continue to join the series because we take these very seriously and want to get great information out into the partner ecosystem. Partner Demand Center, one-stop shop, everything you need. So stop by for your marketing assets and let us know anything else you'd like to see out there. So we have the Creating Winning Webinars with VMware PDC, and that's a replay of a webinar that we did. We do quarterly webinars, just trying to get some best practices out there, as well as you'll see that Partner Marketing Learning Path. So this is a learning path to help you get the most out of PDC and help you get familiar with the platform. So definitely check out the learning path if you're looking to learn more. And then VM Lives. These are ongoing partner series where it's a live webinar, and there's many going on in the partner ecosystem. We do have series, which I get to be involved in, that are very specific to the demand generation campaigns. So every time we do a new campaign, we will do a VM Live to get out there and market. So you can watch the replay. We did a Tanzu PDC campaigns. We just had that Tanzu application platform campaign launch. So that is fresh, hot off the press. And just on Monday, we did a new VM Live going over the whole overview of the go-to-market play system. So packaged sales plays for partners, VMware's go-to-market play system. And I know it says sales plays, but we did sales plays and the marketing content because we're really trying to get partners thinking together with their sales and marketing teams. So check out those recent VM Lives and keep your eyes peeled because we do those. So we'll have some more coming up this summer and fall, or Northern Hemisphere summer and fall. We actually just hosted last month our marquee partner event. So Empower, it was online 2023. I hope all of you were able to join some sessions. If you were not, that content is going to be hosted on demand. So you can find links. We had special marketing track, but also general partner sessions, sales sessions. So get your whole organization across it because there's some really great speakers at Empower. Those will be offered on demand for you. And I know this is an eye chart, but I just wanted to make sure you have all the links. So when you're thinking about Partner Demand Center, we have the go-to-market play system overview saying, what does that mean? And bringing you into those 3 strategic plays. We have what's new in Partner Demand Center. Partner Connect is going to be your broader VMware partner portal. So for all things VMware, go there. And then Partner Demand Center is just for marketing. VMware Partner Comms and Social. Again, we invite you to get as involved as you like because we put a lot of work into getting the content out. So we have some awesome partner marketing newsletters, Inside Track and Partner Marketing Quarterly. meant specifically just for partner marketers. So if you sign up, it will be very hyper relevant to what you're looking for. And stay connected. So we have the VMware Partner News, the Power of Partnership blog, demand generation posts, and we'd love for you to be part of the conversation. So follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, VMware Partner TV, or you can get a deeper dive, tune into the Partnership Perspectives podcast, which is always fun to give that a listen. If you have any questions, we have 2 aliases, partnerconnect@vmware.com. That's going to be your broader VMware partner support. And for Partner Demand Center, all things marketing, helpdeskplus@vmware.com. So with that, I'm going to get Stephanie back in here to do, some final goodbyes. And hopefully if you have any Q&A, you can put them in the Q&A and we'd be glad to answer them live.
Excellent. I was listening and thinking, whoo, I want to get started.
Yeah, I want to win some prizes.
Yeah, very good. Right. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the QA box now. I do have a question that came up earlier that I could ask while we're waiting. So if you were to do one thing to drive, what does a crawl, walk, run motion look like to evolve your SaaS marketing motion? Maybe just help them understand what that could look like as they're transitioning for folks who may be getting
Yeah.
into the SaaS marketing side.
I
of
can
things.
start, but I would love, Molly, for you to give your input as well.
Sure.
But I think that first thing, as far as the crawl goes, is the evolution of the thinking and the thinking about how a consumption-based model plays into your marketing strategy. And then I would say the other thing that's part of a crawl, which is essential, is changing your messaging, making sure that the messaging that you have is very specific to, again, why they would want to do that. I think that's a good crawl. From my perspective, the walk is really starting to build assets and design your campaign message and your approach towards the SaaS model. Make sure that you move towards an ABM approach if you're not doing that, if possible. So I think just getting everybody on the same page and getting in market is the walk. I think the run is the multiple campaigns, is the continuing conversation, is the always on approach. I know that that's not easy to do immediately, but I think having a plan to do so is really important. So think about, as you know, how do you keep the conversation going as part of a run motion? I don't know, Molly, what would you think?
Sure. Yeah, I actually, it is a huge transformation. And so you would have noticed the 5 key points on, I didn't do a flywheel, but on the circle that I showed, I think really Brian nailed it. So I'm just going to add on a little bit that I think you can just really think about building trust and finding the right people to fit your solution and building those relationships. Because I think with SaaS, if you can't just have a sale and walk away, you really need to find the right people that are going to appreciate the service. And so when you work with them, finding the right fit, and then, driving consumption and continuing to provide value and remind them, hey, what they've received, as well as still considering them a valuable lead, even though they're already consuming. So don't just close the sale and forget about them and look out at lead generation, to really nurture and build those relationships. And I see somebody has a hand up. I'm not sure if.
Oh, yes, I do see that.
Yeah, if we can unmute, or if maybe they want to put their question in the chat.
Yeah, it looks like it's Chimel. Do you have a question? Do you want me to see what are the options here? Yeah, hopefully, if you have a question, you can put it right in the chat box and we can try to answer that for you on, live. And if for some reason, okay,
nothing.
there isn't. Okay.
Yeah,
all right, no worries.
At VMware.com.
Maybe you're just so excited you're raising your hand.
Just listening. We love it.
That's great. Well, thank you for answering that. And I also wanted to post in here, I know you had provided 5 tips to drive SaaS marketing ROI. And thank you for reviewing the great list of resources. But in case this will be included in the follow-up email, but just wanted to include it in the chat. as well. And then lastly, to just go to the next one, we really want to encourage, because I don't see any further questions at this time, but if any questions do come in that we don't get answered, or you have any after, feel free to send them to us and we'll respond via email. But just want to let you know that we will be having a session 3 Partner Marketing Insights webinar. So stay tuned for an invitation and more information that will be coming soon. And to watch any of the replays, you can always visit the Partner Marketing Insights guide page in Partner Demand Center. And so we just really wanted to thank you for your time today. And we hope this was a valuable session. And this will conclude our webinar. Oh, and the last part is to stay connected. So here's all the information that you can find if you need to reach us. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Bye-bye.